Thanks, Sandy. Hey, Sandy. How are you? If I can stand it after the meeting, I'd like to talk to you for just a second. Sure.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Toronto Borough Council Business Meeting of September 9th. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. Councilman Long. Here. Councilman Jamelis. Here. Councilwoman Redpath.
Present.
Dr. Carpenter. Present. President Zulich. Present. Councilman Flota. Here. Councilwoman Provenza.
Present.
Mayor Recupero is present. Present. And we have engineering pitch with us this evening. Mr. Alexander is going to be about 5 minutes late. I just had some. Get some traffic. Any emergency additional agenda items? No registered comments from the public. This time we'll take comments from the public. Please approach the podium or raise your virtual hand. State your name and address. And try to limit it to 3 minutes.
Hi, my name's Heather Byrne. I live at 558 Spruce Street. And I just wanted to talk to council about the sidewalk condition on Center and Second, where my daughter, who is visually impaired, she uses a visual aid cane, and it is not that I'm asking that teeny tiny cracks and whatnot be fixed, but there are 2 whole sections of the sidewalk missing with loose gravel. And I took a measurement this morning. The smallest hole is 42 inches long. So it is 2 whole sections from the corner and the next sidewalk square that's empty. And that is where she catches the bus in the morning for school. And it is a safety issue because also winter is coming. And that road, that section of the sidewalk is usually never shoveled. And those sections fill with water and ice and become another safety hazard. Thank you.
Pitch, would you like to address the sidewalk situation?
Yeah, so we're finishing the design on our multimodal project, which is for the park and community accessible route. It's mostly focused on ADA ramps, but there is some funding to repair sections of that sidewalk. I know there's a section along Second Street where the trees haven't lifted 6-8 inches. That section is definitely part of it. As I said, we're finishing the design right now. I'll note that section. If we're able to get back to it, we will. If not, I'll work with the borough because of the borough code, the sidewalks are the owner's responsibilities. So if we need to get the code officer involved and start that process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ward 636 3rd Street. These complaints seem frivolous, but I'm gonna bring it. I had mentioned about the dog waste stations, if we could like have them rehung, if you will, on 4th or Crisfield, and I think there's one down here too. I mean, they really made a difference. They were wonderful. And also by the War Memorial Wall. I don't know if you took the time to consider.
We haven't got to that yet. That's going to go to committee.
Again, these seem frivolous. I get it, because I know we have more serious situations to deal with. Also, I don't know if we looked into, Matt, that would have been you. On South Avenue, they had repaired repaired part of the road. In the meantime, along the sidewalk, they destroyed the patch of grass from Athletic to First Street. And what they did is they put gravel and then, strange enough, they threw grass seed and straw. And only weeds are growing, no grass.
Okay.
So I don't know if they could be, I don't know what they would actually have. They'd have to take all the gravel out and redo everything. But it's something to maybe consider.
Thanks, Rhoda.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Jason, let the record reflect that the solicitor showed up. Please. Anybody else?
Sure, yep. I am Marilyn Anchor. I live at 544 Vogels Lane. I have come to thank you for paving Vogels Lane. I have a problem with my back, potholes, aggravated. I couldn't walk to Patty's house because the road was in such bad condition. But now it's like driving on a tunnel. It's wonderful. So I just wanted to thank all of you for finally doing it.
Thank you, appreciate it.
We're also, Patty Wetmore, 518 Vogels Lane. Once again, thank you for having the road paved. Gary actually got the walk on it before his passing, so you can see the roads. We're still curious about what's going on about the sheriff's sale, Jerry Howard's house. It is for sale, it wasn't sold, what is going on with that? So we can so this happened.
You know anything about that, Mr. Solicitor?
I couldn't hear what
She was talking about the sheriff's sale of Gerald Howard's house on Vogel's Lane, the duplexes, the weeds and everything.
I don't have any information on the sheriff's sale, but if there are weeds, that's a code enforcement issue.
Yeah,
We
but
could-
nobody's living at the house, so nobody, you could put all the notices under the sun on the door. Nobody's gonna get it.
Okay, I don't know whether it's actually been sheriff's sold yet. I can check on it. I usually get notices from, the course when there's sheriff sales going on. They come here and sometimes they come to adjacent and they forward them to me, and I've not seen a sheriff's sale notice yet on that property.
I showed, the chief, and had posted a note on the door, originally saying West Charlotte sold its sheriff's sale. This, if you have anything inside, this is the person to call or contact. And I gave him that
Is that
information.
the chief?
Yeah, I tried.
I'll check on that. You can get that to me, chief. I can pull a docket.
Okay, and I don't know if it didn't go through or what, but now there's another on there saying that Commonwealth Allegheny County's got, but he doesn't live there, so how does he know?
Well, he doesn't care because he's not paying his taxes. That's why it's going to the sheriff's sale.
Just saying, you can put all the notices under the sun on the door, he's not gonna see them.
He doesn't come up
No,
anymore.
he doesn't come up. He left me.
I'm sorry.
Being noticed.
I'll pull the docket and see if there's anything that we can do to help that situation out.
Right, because there's a lot of wildlife up there and some of
A
it's
lot of
cute,
wildlife.
but I don't have to worry about.
Snakes.
Snakes, there are mice,
Rats.
rats and everything else.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I left it. Yeah, I just want to sign. Very excited about our street.
It is, they're walking up there now.
I know, it's a walk in there.
5885 Ridge Avenue. Again, I'm bringing up, what is going on with Lower Ridge? Are they going to make it a one-way or not? People in the town are opposed to it. You should listen to the people in the town, not just listen to one family. I even spoke to Danielle this afternoon. She's not for it. She knows that won't be the solution. The speed bumps will be a solution. And also add cameras there to capture the license plate as they speed through. Start sending tickets in the mail. Maybe after they get a couple of them, maybe they'll wake up and realize. And we had the speed counter down there. That was a joke because they blew through it, making to see how fast they could go. Then it was trashed. It was removed.
She's in.
No,
I wanted to go.
that's okay, hon. And now the lights on the stop signs aren't even working to even try and get your attention. So they didn't do nothing either. So stop and think, because I was on North Avenue over the weekend, I spoke to lots of families. I got a lot of signatures from North Avenue supporting, because you're gonna detour the traffic from Lower Ridge, 400 block of Ridge, over to the 400 block of North Avenue. There's over 20 children, I understand, on that street. And some are little tiny guys that don't understand the concept of not running out between cars. Even the bigger kids do run out between the cars on their bikes. So stop and think before you do that. The borough workers, I have 2 borough workers behind me saying that speed bumps should alleviate some of the problem. Not all of it, you're still gonna have the plastics plant and Conco workers flying through. That's where the cameras would come in beneficial. Plus, have you done a traffic study on?
Susie has stated in the, at the workshop meeting, there is no desire on this board to, I don't know where you're getting your info, to make that a one-way. That was just a couple, we were talking solutions of what we could do. There's no, is that?
It is on the agenda for tonight again.
Oh, where?
It says you, it says you, Nancy.
So, Susie,
Okay.
there's nothing on this, on the agenda. I mean, there might be something on the agenda to talk about it.
But that's for the committee meeting. It's September 16th committee meeting.
Okay.
Got it.
So we have no, we understand, we're just trying to find solutions for the traffic. There's nothing,
Speed bumps would help.
they might.
I'll talk more about it in my committee report.
Like I said, and not the rubber ones, because when you lift them up in the winter, you're exposing that hole to allow water to form in there, to form ice, which will crack the asphalt. So we'll just make another problem, another expense that we have. So the permanent ones and mount cameras on Sullivan, both ways. Catch the license plate number, and send tickets. Thank you.
Thanks, Susie.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Hi, Leslie Stefan, 566 Spruce. So yeah, I was just here, in support of Mackenzie and Heather, my neighbors. I wanted to add a little bit of context regarding the corner that we were talking about. I am aware that it's the property owner's responsibility. And also I did hear Trish, we talked about the idea of adding it to the grant. My concern with that is kind of twofold. Well, I guess I could really wrap them all up in timing. So I've worked enough with grants to realize that it can be a pretty slow process. Mackenzie has to go to school like now. So I would like for Verona to consider ways that they can do the repairs and then deal with the fiscal responsibility later. I know most municipalities do have some kind of a either precedent or policy for handling situations like that. So hopefully that will be it. And I think that was well. So that's all I wanted to add.
Thank you. Matt, is there any way we could have it done and then we put a lien against the lien that's already against that property?
We'd have to look at the code to see, I think we have to give them at least a 30-day notice before we would be able to take any action ourselves.
I would suggest the first thing you do is some code enforcement out there. And have them give them at least a warning. Allow them to at least be notified that they have to fix it. And then we restart the process.
Yeah.
Jason, can you do that? Thank you.
I mean, it is a safety issue.
I agree. I mean, you agree, but you have to go to proper steps and channels. And I agree, I understand their issue. But
We can't wait for the grant, she'll be a call.
no, yeah, right, should be called.
It'll be spring. But then I realize that's not tomorrow either.
She is a safety. So she'll be done.
We'll see what we can try to get accomplished and go from there.
Okay, CPH 138 Sylvan. Just 2 quick things. I know earlier you had mentioned that Sylvan is slated to be paid.
Yes,
I don't know how soon that's gonna happen, but there's some potholes that need to be fixed probably quicker than the paving's going to happen. So I ask you to please look into these big potholes on Sylvan. When you do the paving, are you doing all of Sylvan or just what certain blocks or?
the remainder that hasn't been paid, I believe the first 2 blocks have been paid.
My block's 100 block, it hasn't been paid.
But it's gonna be the full length of Sylvan.
Okay, well, in that case, I'd like to also mention to you, most of Sylvan's like an alleyway.
Correct.
But our 1 block at the 100 block, it sees very, very heavy trucks due to the stone countertop manufacturer there on Sylvan. we have huge semi trucks with granite and marble and all of that coming down the road, which is probably why the potholes are so bad. And also they send a special garbage, huge garbage trucks when they have to have their garbage emptied. So please keep that in mind when you go to repave that our section needs extra support. Okay, because it's not like the rest of Sylvan.
Is your section a part of the dirt road?
No, it's down by where Alco used to be.
Where Concord and there's a,
That end part of Sylvan. That's
Yeah.
where the,
Yeah, but that's the road that Tony put in years ago, right? Yeah, is that part of the paving project?
I'll have to, I don't, off the top of my head, I don't think, I can.
I don't think so.
I can pull up in the map.
Where she lives is Sylvan,
it's the alley.
it's part of the alley that's getting paved, but hers is actually a road that has multiple homes on it. Actually,
Hers is
on
already
Sylvan.
paved. The rest of the alley is pretty much crap. He's down at the very end. It used to lead into Busy Beaver.
Right, that's the part that Arch is getting done down to Steel City Road
No, so,
on the other grant,
yes, that's the same section.
the same side. That's the road that Tony put in.
No,
The road above, the
road
dirt road in between.
Yeah.
With the trees.
Yeah, right.
no, there's no tree in the middle of
But
it.
he's talking about,
I'm trying to figure out where 138 Sylvan is all I'm
it's a
saying.
block, half a block, it's in between West Railroad and the street Tony put into your top.
I'll have to get down and look.
Yeah, the fact that we get such heavy trucks, is, the road needs, it's gonna need a little more attention, I think. I think it's great, the business looks like it's doing very well, and that's probably really good for Verona to have a business that seems to be flipping right along.
Was Andy Duritz?
I mean,
Andy Duritz?
Yeah.
Where Andy is,
Yeah.
or that end street there, she's talking about.
Is that Sylvan?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't think that was Sylvan.
Yeah, that's Sylvan. There's another one that's called theoretically Penn Street Extension, which is the road that Tony made. And that's Arch is the next one.
But I wasn't sure of the Sylvan. So where Tony, for Andy Durick, but
Yeah,
is that getting paved, Matt?
I'm pulling up the map right now.
Cindy, in the meantime, the manager has already sent email out to DPW to see if
Okay.
we can get there, cold patches.
okay, yeah,
Just until we get it there.
okay, that's good, yeah.
When they might not be able to, it depends, because it has to be so deep for the cold patch to actually stay in there, but what you're saying, it should be good.
Okay, and the second thing is, I have a passion for the public dock. And that little section that sticks out that has a chair on it, and it had the
The road,
one side was good in the road, but then the road came off, so that hinge, that one thing that's holding it on. Is really in danger of letting loose, and then that piece is gonna be down the road. So if someone could, my husband said, well, they should just put two great big lag bolts, one on the dock and one on that piece, and just chain them together.
I was gonna talk to
something.
Jason tonight after the meeting about an update on that. Steel City had reached out to us a couple weeks ago saying they're making repairs. Unfortunately, they were making repairs to the kayak launch on public docks. So we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Make sure that something.
Wasn't there
is done with
talk-
that.
There was talk about pulling that,
Just this is the fourth
Yeah.
feet section.
Yeah.
Pulling it out and.
having
putting
put
it
a new
back in.
bracket and everything.
Oh, that'd be great. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Anybody else? I don't see no virtual hands. This time. I talked to Jason the other day. There's been a lot of confusion and talk on water bill, the sewage bill, the fees and everything. And Jason's gonna try to come up with something and put on the website to try to explain it to people. Because it's really confusing. And so, we are looking into it. There's people calling Alcoasand, and they're saying they're using the 2025 rates. And it's not jiving with numbers. So Jason's gonna come up with something to try to figure out and maybe explain to the people how this process is going. Hopefully that can be get done soon. Next up, the mayor.
I really don't have anything. The chief will have some reports on, hiring.
Okay.
I've been in touch with him with that.
Thank you. Next up, the borough manager's report.
So this month has been really getting acclimated to the borough happenings right now. Been providing council with weekly reports and activities of all the different departments that are, as they can tell, are very busy and very active. The one project that I will be diving into, and I've introduced this to the to council, and we'll be talking about it a little bit more at the September 16th meeting. Committee meeting will be this concept of rental inspection program a little bit more. Putting this on more of a rotation, having a registration program. We'll be talking a little bit more about that in that committee meeting, but a lot of communities that have a fair amount of rental units in their communities in order to keep the housing stock up and to keep the properties regulated, they enforce a program like this. So it's something that we're going to explore a little bit and discuss a little bit more in that meeting.
Jason, I like the weekly reports you're sending out to us. They're very informative. Thank you. Anything else? Next up will be public works report.
I could direct everybody to that report, so I'll do a little explanation on that. You'll see, I don't believe that you all have been getting a report, like this before that kind of shows a little bit more activity that they've been doing, provided some pictures of some more significant projects that they've undertaken. This report will grow a little bit more as we go. I'd like to include some updates on the status of vehicles, mileage, conditions, significant invoices that they received throughout the month. But this is really one of the first public works reports, and just kind of a little introduction to some of the things that they were doing this past month. So let's skip you this month, but I promise it'll get more detailed as the months go on.
Very good, thank you. Next up, the police chief's report.
All right, you see my report listed there. Calls for last month were 194, slightly down from the previous month, but the arrests are slightly up too. Nothing out of ordinary except for thefts. Thefts keep going up. It's typical places: Gecko, Giant Eagle, and the liquor store. We're doing the best we can with that. Still having issues with the cameras down at Rivertown Shops. They're just not cooperating whatsoever. So I'm actually working with corporate Giant Eagle, and they're going to try to put some teeth into resolving these issues that directly affecting their bottom line down there. You guys received a letter concerning the status of cruisers, which was addressed with the borough manager here. We need 2 new cruisers. I can't put it any more blunt. The Tahoe, the date says it needs a new engine. And the oldest cruiser, the 2016 Ford Explorer, it just has too many problems, and it's on borrowed time. And then I recently got 2 recalls for the cruiser that I typically drive, the 2020 Ford Explorer. So that's going to be out of commission for a month. I do put it in to get redone at the dealership. All covered. So Jason directed me to look up quotes. I've been doing that 5 different dealerships, narrowing down some things. I talked to an upfitter. We're going to have a price for you to look at next meeting. So, I mean, he can explain that. He's looking to finance and lease, buy outright, stuff like that. Had DPW paint speeding lines. People like to call them in town. We've been doing them. We've been hammering hard. For the past week, we've been hammering hard. I'm going to ask them to do a couple more places I'd like to see. Done, center, south, right near the school, Casabella parking lot, Brunon Center. And then once the boulevard gets paid, we'll have it at Union at ARB, and then Daly's entrance at ARB. They're out there doing what needs to get done. I was able to obtain free firearms training for 2 officers, so Trevor and Jerry will be going to that in October, different days, of course. It's a 3-day training. All we have to do is supply ammo, which we have, so it's not too much of a cost.
Was that at home?
That is in give me a minute, Latrobe.
Okay.
So they'll just be going back and forth to Latrobe for 3 days. Also, we interviewed for a full-time officer. He tested. Civil service likes him. I've dealt with him a couple times now. I think he's great. So I offer for your consideration hiring this young 22-year guy out of academy. Obviously, it's going to take a little while for get him acclimated, but he wants to move to Verona, so he's actively looking, pending hiring to move into Verona. So
Very good.
there's that. We'll be upgrading the body cameras free of charge to newer models. Flip side is I may have to buy 1 or 2 more because we have 2 more officers. So that's just but we're still saving money because they're pricey.
Good problem to have.
Yeah. So we should have new body cameras within 6 weeks. With the increase of officers, you started to see, Ray saw it firsthand. You're going to see hopefully 2 officers a shift, majority of the day. So at least from 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. ish, you'll see 2 officers on the shift, depending upon call off, stuff like that. So we're going for it. Finally, any update on the stamp grant? No. Okay. Just curious, trying to figure certain things out because software we have is just so antiquated and it's very difficult to do certain things. So just curious about that. But other than that, any questions, comments, concerns?
Chief, you mentioned, Union and ARB.
Yes.
Susie had mentioned last meeting regarding crossing guard, or the, markings for ARB and South. Because supposedly we're not allowed to.
No, it's our responsibility.
Is it our
Yes.
responsibility? It is?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
So we're gonna do it.
But I think the deal is, they're supposed to be paving ARB every day now, so why paint lines?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, so when is that gonna happen? Or when are they paving ARB?
I don't have an exact schedule yet, but it's late September, early October.
Okay. We gotta hit that as soon as they're done. Guess we're gonna go and.
They'll repaint as part of their project.
Okay.
so let me ask you this, will they use that? I don't know what it's called, the thick stuff.
I don't know.
Because if that's the case, I would love for them to do the lines now for AccuTrack and it gets something a lot nicer in the end.
We can try to coordinate with them. I've been in discussion because the transitions at both South and Union are terrible. So the state's contract was only to go like to the gutter line, a couple feet back. I've been in conversations with them to get a price to go 20 or 30 feet back to smooth those transitions out. As part of that discussion, we talked about possibly painting all the crosswalks, because some of them, like on the lower side of South, is outside of their scope. So anything they touch during their paving, they're obligated to put back. But if they don't touch it, they don't have to. But I mentioned to them, like, while they're on site doing the painting, it's way more cost effective than for us to have DPW shut down traffic and paint it. So I just haven't got a response back.
Anything else?
Yeah, real quick, when you were talking about the speeding throughout the town, every street in Verona has speeding. Mine does, but we're trying to crack down on it. And I don't want people to perceive that when you said that we're hammering people.
No. There's more warnings and citations.
That's what I'm saying, and I understand, but people, on Facebook, public gossip, oh, it's a money-making thing for Verona. Yeah, it's a money-making thing for Verona to slow you down. Tell them exactly how much we get from a speeding ticket.
$12.50.
You're not making any money.
That's it.
We're not making no money.
Everything goes to state.
We lose money, especially if you appeal it and go to the magistrate.
What to do.
Well, I'm just making a point. We've done this before, and you were sitting here, and then we have to pay the officer automatically 2 hours, and it could be postponed. Then we got to pay. But we're not. This isn't a money making thing for this town. Trust it. It's safety issue for every road. Can we be on every road? I wish we could, but you would need an officer for every, speeding could be on Parker Street, where I'm at. And then he doesn't get nothing, but yet Second Street, they're flying. How can we be there, all the time? You can't. We really can't, but the chief is doing his best and he's done a hell of a job since he's been, the police chief. We've moved considerably.
100%.
And thank you for that, chief.
Anything else?
A very good report, though.
Thanks, Tom. Jason, I said code enforcement. Do you want to talk about BSI at all?
Yeah, I can just, address that. I think that Jamie has been very active. I've been getting, in addition to what you see there, weekly reports from him, for requests. I met with Matt, this past week. We talked about the, status of the demolitions and the grants and things. And I asked Jamie if he could go and just inspect those, make sure that, they are still in the condition that warrants demos. He gave me a very quick report on all of those written report, pictures, the whole works that was very helpful and will help to further that cause. So, I think the report's pretty telling and shows that he's been pretty responsive, I think, in the field. So if there's anything else you'd like to see in that report that we're not providing right now, please let me know. But I think it's pretty thorough and gives enough information for what he's doing.
Very good, thank you. Next up, fire chief's report, Dan Key.
Evening, Council. You have a detailed report in the packet, just to provide a summary. The fire company answered a total of 22 calls in the month of August, which would include 3 structure fires, 1 brush fire, 1 smoke in a structure, 1 illegal burn, 2 water rescue calls, 5 commercial fire alarms, 3 carbon monoxide alarms, 1 good intent call, a natural gas leak, 2 vehicle accidents, 1 standby, and 1 EMS assist. Of those calls, 11 were in the borough of Verona, and mutual aid was provided to 1 call in Oakmont, 3 calls in Penn Hills, 3 calls in Plum, and 4 calls in Harlan.
Thanks, Dan. Anybody have anything, Dan?
I have a question. I know we have an ordinance about false alarms. And it seems there's a pattern here. I don't remember if it's 2 or 3 in the ordinance, but this is getting close, and I think I noticed this in past reports.
Yes, that is correct. I don't know what the ordinance is verbatim.
One of 3 in a month.
But it's.
So.
I believe it's on an annual basis, but I know that if there's 2 calls in the 24-hour period, they do not count as multiple calls one. But part of the reason that you get the detailed report with the nature of the call and the address of the alarm would provide tracking purposes for council to investigate and enforce.
I mean, maybe we don't do anything in regards to the ordinance, but maybe someone could go down to wherever this is happening and say, hey guys, is there anything we can do about this?
Yeah, I can tell you this, when we deal with mainly commercial properties, mostly when they have issues with the alarm, it's clearly a faulty system. And when we go down there, we constantly try to get them to get the service company out there, and our hands are tied. We can't force them to do so. It's unfair to do that. That's, I believe, why council enacted that ordinance. So you guys can take action on that to try and mitigate it.
Okay. Dan, if you give me that address, I'll send them a letter.
Yep. Great.
In the dates.
Actually, yeah, it's just not the best use of your guys' time to pick up false alarms, so I'd like to see them decrease.
We should really look into see what the actual ordinance says.
It's $30 after the second one, third is $50, and fourth is $100.
Is that 2 in a month, Jason, or
It's in 1 year.
Oh, 1 year.
2 in a year?
Well, then, this particular address owes us some money. But a letter is a good place to start. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Next up, EMS review.
So Terry sent me a text and said he's actually got a training this evening over in Springdale Borough where they're going through a tabletop exercise for rail derailments with all of the surrounding communities. So his report is included in your packet. If there's any questions, I won't be able to answer any questions.
Very good, thank you. Next up, solicitors, Mr. Alexander.
Thank you, Mr. President. Apologize for being a couple minutes late today. I did prepare my report. I do not have anything else to add, except that I like the Christmas decorations. Merry Christmas. They look fantastic, and that's all I have in the report.
Christmas in September.
They look great.
Thank you. Anybody have anything for Mr. Alexander? Next up, engineers report, Mr. Pitch.
Thank you. I submitted my written report, but just to provide a few updates. The PA small water and sewer that is for the liners along Center Avenue. All the preliminary CCTV work is complete. The materials are ordered and we're just waiting for a delivery schedule. And then the contractor will be able to provide me a time. Those will, obviously they'll need access to the manholes and a box truck backed up. We discussed in the pre-construction meeting though, the roadways are to remain open. There might be some intermittent closures of side streets. A lot of the manholes are at intersections, but we're going to do our best to keep all the roads open and have minimal impact to traffic during the work. As Jason mentioned, the demos, we had heard that one of the demos on East Railroad here, that someone had possibly submitted for the vacant property program. So I sent an email down to the county yesterday asking if that one had indeed been sent. If so, I'll work with the county to move that to another structure.
Where was the PA's small water and sewer? Where was that?
Number 5.
I know we're in town.
Oh, it's mostly along Center Avenue. There's a few small branches, one branch between 2 manholes on 2nd and one on 4th.
Okay, thanks.
The GEDTF grant that paved 3rd Athletic and Vogels, that project was under budget. So I've been in talks with the COG and with Nino, the paving contractor, about the intersections I mentioned of South and Union with ARB. So we're going to try to get about 30 feet of those repaved to smooth those transitions out, try to fix some of the drainage issues around some of those ADA ramps. And that way, whenever they pave ARB, it's a nice transition and it's not rough like it is. I'm just waiting on an update from Polino on whether they can fit that in or not. As far as the paving we mentioned with Sylvan, I did look that up. Unfortunately, that the end section there beyond Sheridan was not part of the contract. We are under contract with El Grande Enterprises, and they're on the schedule for October 24th to begin the milling of the road. I can put together what the cost would be to add that on since we have the unit prices already. I will say we came in about $7,000 under what we had budgeted for the grant. So we do have a little bit of wiggle room. So I'll put those numbers together for council to decide if we would like to add it on. No official vote would have to be because it would fall under a change order. I would just need direction if we add it on or not.
You just have to check with Jason on the amounts.
Just
I'm saying amounts, how much it's over that 7,000.
I'll provide the amounts, but as long as it's under the 10% for a change order, we wouldn't need any official action.
Right. That'll be good.
That's awesome. Thank you.
The Oakmont Water got started down on Arch Street. We do have our multimodal for the paving of Arch Street. Due to their timing, our project's going to be a spring paving project. So they are supposed to be putting binder back in the trench. So if you're down in that area, it's not going to be the smoothest, but we do have plans on paving in spring for that.
Early spring, I hope.
Correct. We'll have everything lined up through the winter and have a contractor bid it. So it should be one of their first projects of the year.
They're just putting cold patch in there right now.
I'll double check. They're supposed to put binder.
No, I'm just saying they might be waiting to do the binder till.
They could, well, they still have to go back and do services
Right,
as well.
That's true.
So I'll double check.
We were down there again today for another gas leak.
Where
They struck another one.
It was fun.
It wasn't marked.
The other item I wanted to mention, item 19 on my, report, there was recently a sanitary repair in Diamond Way. When they got down to the main line, we determined there were several issues. If you recall, I think 7, 8 years ago, we had that pretty large repair. I started putting together a scope to camera the rest of Diamond Way to make sure we didn't have any major issues or could get a liner in it ahead of time. Coincidentally, Penn Hills reached out to me. They have to do a project for Alcoasand and they can do it within the borough because they drain. So as long as it's a pipe that carries their flow as well. So I proposed to them to do that section. So we're still in talks. So as soon as I have more information, I'll pass it along. But potentially we could get that done in a potential liner at no cost to us.
That'd be awesome.
They'll get the credit and meet their Alcoasand requirement, which we already did years ago with all of our projects. But it would do physical work for us and they would get the credit for it.
Awesome. Good luck with that.
And the only other thing is I'll be working on the LSA grant for some of the additional work down near Riverbank Park in the old garage down there.
You elaborate on that?
Yeah, so we're gonna be looking into the renovating the garage, providing restrooms within the garage rather than building a new standalone building. Grading the site, providing parking for the park. And then the other flip side of it is we just have to discuss salt shed issues, so.
Is this related to the outcome of the Riverbank Park plan?
So that's still ongoing. This was, the LSA grant was just some, project of Representative McAndrews that he wanted to help support and kind of push through. So it will be tied to the planning, but the planning grant is not completed yet.
Okay, this is the next LSA.
Correct. Yeah, it just opened, in, last week and it's due at the end of November.
Did you have thoughts on the next round of the community day funding?
Typically, and I was gonna reach out to you, typically we'll put together a project for ADA ramps. They did up the limit, the minimum project was 24,000, in the past they upped it to 50,000, so we'll have to look at possibly about 8 ramps to hit that. And then I usually put together additional sanitary lining. It is getting more difficult because you have to complete the income surveys, which people aren't necessarily willing to give that information out, but we've been pretty successful with it, so we're gonna take a shot at it again.
Right? If my committee or any committee can talk, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matt, did you by chance get DPW to look at that grade south of the boulevard, put a little cold patch in there? Did you talk to them?
I apologize, I did not. I'll make sure I call AJ.
Yeah, that does need something. The state's not gonna come out. It does need something.
They're sick now.
Yeah, did you see it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I'll call AJ.
thank you. Anybody have anything for Matt? No, okay, thank you. Thanks, Matt. Next up, council members' reports. First, Redzak.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. We are wrapping up the CASA grant and transportational alternative set aside program for 7 million. That's the one that our Friends of the Riverfront is helping us to submit. It's due on Monday. Next week, we will also hold our next strategic planning joint community relations committee meeting at 4:00 here and on Zoom. If I'll be sending out an email next day or two, but if you have items for that, members of both committees or council in general, or Jason, please reach out to me. That would be super helpful. That's all I got.
Very good, thank you. Next up, Dr. Carpenter.
Thanks, Ray. So on September 16th, there's going to be a public safety meeting, but it's gonna be a different kind of meeting where, first of all, I won't be here. I think Jason, you're gonna lead it, facilitate it, whatever. And there's basically, unless something else comes up, 2 topics that are gonna be discussed. One of which is going to be the one-way bridge thing, which is gonna probably morph into the speed hump on Ridge discussion. Whatever it is, I mean, no one is set, as I said 2 weeks ago, there's nothing set in stone at all about making Ridge one way. It was just something that was put out there as a possibility. So, that's gonna be discussed as well as, the rental inspection program that Jason had alluded to earlier. It's, at 5:30 on, Tuesday, the 16th, a week from today, before the chamber.
Public agenda.
Absolutely, yes. So if people who are interested in either one of those topics to come, and it's also on Zoom. Hopefully someone will put it on Zoom, because I won't be here. The other thing is a couple of quick things, the first aid class flyer is out. Anybody can come up here and get one of these flyers when they're done, or if you know of people or places to put them up to get the word out. It's happening in a little over a month, October 18th, at the senior center over in Elmore. So we have those. The slowdown campaign signs the renderings were supposed to be done today. Various things happened to slow down that progress, but I will get them. Maybe I'll get them before I leave tomorrow morning. If not, I'll still have an email where I'll be, so I will forward them to everybody. And, with a date of tell me yay or nay, and then I can ask Jason Alberti if everybody's in agreement to make the 8 signs. And then you guys can figure out in my absence where you'd like to put them. But I'm open to wherever you want to put them. And then my next meeting when I get back will be October 21st at 5:30. Any questions from anybody? October 21st is the October meeting when I'll be back. Public safety.
Thank you, Nancy.
All right, thanks.
Anything else for Nancy? Next up then, Slaughter.
I only have one thing, and that's to talk about, this past Saturday was Parks and Rec's 4th year in a row. We held Shakespeare Park. That shows 2 gentlemen from Verona. It was very well received. We had at least 50 to 65 people there. The weather was uncannily cold. No, it was cold. We were freezing. So, they will be back again next year.
Thanks, Vince. Next up, Tim Long. Open tonight. Thanks, Tim. Next up, Johnny Jamelis.
Thank you. Our next meeting will be next Wednesday, 6 p.m. We are going to continue on with our HR projects. We're still working on our citizen complaint form. I did submit some of the changes that we discussed last meeting to Tracy. We're going to further work on that a little bit more. We're still trying to finalize the handbook. We're going to be still working on the employee evaluations and a couple other things that are on the project list. But that's basically all I have. But again, if anyone wants to join in on the fun, it'll be next Wednesday, 6 p.m. here live and on Zoom.
One quick question.
Yes, sir.
Apparently John didn't hit the lottery because he promised if he did, he was gonna fly us all out to Greece on his yacht. Next meeting will be here.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, I didn't make it. Didn't happen for me, so.
We're back here again.
Back here again.
All right, thanks, John. Next up, Mrs. Provenza.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good evening, everyone. I am on the member, excuse me, of the Community Relations Committee, and we have now been combined with strategic planning. So our next meeting is going to be on Wednesday, September the 17th, 4 p.m. here in the Borough. All are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Next up, reports of special committees. Alon, Mr. Provenza again.
Yes.
ALOM is going to be holding a joint fall conference of boroughs, townships, and authorities. And that's going to be held from October 17th through the 19th. And it will be at Erie Bayfront. And registration for this conference closes on Thursday, October 2nd. So if anyone is interested in going, I know we have a few people going, but we do have to be sure to have the registration in by Thursday, October 2nd. Thank you.
That's it? Very good, thank you. Old business is done. Ordinary items, I need a motion to accept the bills from August of 25.
I'll make that one.
Motion by Mr. Long,
No, sorry.
second by Mr. Jamelis. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Thank you. Okay, next up is new business and action items. Police chief conducted interviews for crossing guard positions and recommends for hire Mary Sheridan, Lauren Dolby, and Michael Agaria. Is there anybody want to discuss anything?
Well, I just wanted to make a point that these are crossing guards that are gonna be alternates.
Right.
And I think that word should be in the motion. You know, I mean, they're gonna be crossing guards, but only as alternates.
Has a motion been made yet?
No.
There will be a motion to approve 3 alternate crossing guards pending their school clearances.
Right.
Mary Sheridan, Lauren Dolby, and Michael Agaria.
I didn't want to make a motion. Anybody else?
I just say that they can make a motion.
I was just curious, who contacts the crossing guards and is it simultaneously or is it on a rotating basis?
rotating basis.
Oh, for the alternate. you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We're gonna change how it's done. So efficient.
Very good. So at this time, I'd like to have a motion to approve the hiring of Mary Sheridan, Lauren Dolby, and Michael Garia, the hiring of alternate crossing guards, Mary Sheridan, Lauren Dolby, and Michael Garia as alternate crossing guards pending necessary clearances.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dr. Carpenter,
Second.
second by Ms. Redzak. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Next up. The fleet replacement parameters have been met with age, mileage, and service orders against the 2018 Chevy Tahoe. This vehicle is recommended for auction at this time. The interim manager has acquired the Kelly Blue Book value and is prepared to advertise and list the vehicle for auction. Any questions?
Well, what happens if we sell it before we get something to replace it?
I think that they can put in there, it's not gonna be available till such and such a day, maybe, I'm not sure. We're not sure how that, use of bid works.
The instruction that I had been given on this was that this Tahoe sits. So the usefulness of this is not being.
Well, I have seen it on.
Too.
So there's a need to delay it.
Trying to use it as minimally as possible. Obviously, the silver car is used by that for ticketing. So that leaves one vehicle for us to use, so we're gonna have to use it until we get something to replace it.
Hopefully
We're gonna use it sparingly.
Okay.
But,
It's leaking like a sieve, the oil, so.
right, it's not good, I get it, but what do we do? We need to just, I guess I'm just bringing awareness to the timing of it.
Well, let me go into detail, so the estimates I have for the cars. If the vehicles we have are on lots right now, so if you would approve it at the next meeting. Depending on how the finance goes, we could have 2 cruisers within 2 months,
Oh, really?
yes.
Oh, cool. So can we, when we advertise the Tahoe, can we say available in October, November, whatever, December 1st or something?
Jason?
I think if this vehicle is still being used, we just wait until these Right, vehicles, whatever the arrangement is we're going to make for replacement vehicles, that we have that vehicle on the ground. And then this can go on auction after that, so.
We're gonna use it sparingly anyway.
Yeah, it'd be my recommendation to just table this for now and then.
Oh. Motion to table would be in order.
Now motion to table.
Do you want to table it, Jason, and not say pending receipt of the replacement?
I think it's gonna take some time for the replacement, so we have time to put this back on the agenda, I think, when we get closer to it.
Yeah, because they're gonna want that, if you put it on the auction now, and if somebody bids on it and wins the bid, they're gonna want that vehicle now, not wait 2 months or whenever
Right.
we can give it up.
And then actually, who knows what could happen.
Exactly. Then we're on the hook for paying that person out, I believe, because he already bought the car pending we get the other cars.
All right, I have a motion on the floor to table this, action item.
So this.
One more thing though, is there a way for us to sell this car and still function with only the two cars, the silver and the explorer? Or should we wait?
I should wait,
We should wait.
because if, like I said, if the silver car goes.
Yeah.
It leaves us with one,
We just gotta make
and
sure,
it already has 2 recalls on it that.
we just gotta make sure that whoever uses the Tahoe, make sure the oil's.
Right, it's, they're,
Right,
Okay, I just wanna make
okay.
triple sure that that's what.
So I have a motion on the floor to table this action item.
Sylvia second.
Sylvia second. Any other questions? Tim? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Next up is the union and non-union MMO. Council is entrusted with the fiscal obligation of overfunding the pensions plans for both the police and the non-union uniform employees. The municipal minimum obligation for the MMO will require the borough to budget in 2026 for the pension plans as provided. Any questions?
There should be worksheets in the packet.
Yeah.
that show the. Works. The motion will include, so every year, the council also approves the resolution that employees hired before 2023, January 1st of 23, do not contribute, those hired after contribute. And so the motion will also include, the adoption of that resolution that goes along with the MMOs. Those numbers then go into the budget for 2026.
Sorry, after 23, they contribute at what amount?
3.5%.
So that's this thing that was on the top of the packet.
I'll make that motion.
I move to, the motion's gonna say, I move to adopt resolution number and resolution number the MMOs for the respective pension plans. We do not have a resolution number yet.
A second.
First by Vince, second by Tim. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Next up, we don't have any name here. For a full-time police officer.
oh, I apologize for that, I thought I gave it to.
I have a question.
Oh,
This, let's get the motion going and
Owen. Eno, Pineo.
P-I-N-E-O.
T what?
P is in ball, I-N-E-O.
Okay. The Civil Service Commission conducted its review and applicants for police officer and has completed the process. 2 individuals are eligible and Owen Pino is recommended for hire at this time. So the motion is going to read, I move to approve the hiring of Ocean Pino at the recommendation of the Civil Service Commission.
I have moved to approve the hiring of Owen Pinio at the recommendation of the Civil Service.
That's what I said.
You said Ocean Pinio.
That's what it is.
Well, I just
Do
want,
I have a motion?
yeah, I make a motion.
Motion by Dr. Crutcher.
For Ocean?
Second by Mr. Long, are there any questions?
No, sir.
John.
John. Yeah, I have a question. I can't vote on this, given I haven't even seen the application, and me and John talked extensively with Les Leisure from the Oakmont Civil Service and our own civil service, both Mary and Pat Harvey and Dom recommended that even if they give us recommendations, council is still the last step, but we should interview them as the final interview, and we should at least see their application. And I haven't done these. I can't look at this, and I don't recommend that the council that's on here as per recommendation from our civil service commission.
Jason?
Refer this one to Craig and get his thoughts on.
If there's a motion and a second on the floor, I understand what Vince is saying. If he feels he can't make an informed decision, he can abstain, anybody can abstain. Somebody wants to make a motion to table the matter. I mean, I think the chief has made a recommendation, feels he's qualified. The Civil Service Commission has made a recommendation and feels that he's qualified. I think that mayor and council have the right to rely on that as well.
I'm just saying what our own civil service commission has told us, John Boucher.
That's correct. No. And it goes back to our longstanding process thing that we've been dealing with for the last year and a half as to how we are hiring our full-time police officers. Now, when we are getting the recommendation from the civil service, are we only going to just conduct a vote based on their recommendation? Or should we, is it our responsibility to interview them as a board?
So
Now, that's my question is.
So generally speaking, when civil service examinations are administered, those civil service candidates, police candidates, will be scaled. There'll be a list created. There'll be number 1, number 2, number 3 on down. And council can pick anyone in the top 3, depending on how many people you're going to hire. And if a veteran's number 1, you have to pick the veteran. If the veteran's in the top 3, you have to pick the veteran over anybody else.
But I don't know if any of them are veterans, since I haven't even seen the application of their work history or any.
And in every community that I represent, once the list is certified, mayor and council simply work from that list. There's not an additional interview. That doesn't mean you can't do it. This community has always done that traditionally in the past. They're allowed to do that. That's not how the civil service rules traditionally work. Once you have a certified list, you just go down the list.
But what you're saying, then we have a list of 1.
You have a list of 2 from what I heard, but there only 1 is being recommended to be hired.
So based on, since we only have 1 that's recommended to be hired, we're not really there's no need to conduct interviews.
That's a council decision. I don't think there's a need to conduct additional interviews. That's not the way the civil service process usually works. But if you want to, and I heard Vince say that the Civil Service Commission even said you might want to do that.
See both sides of it. I know this, the longer we wait, the longer in the past we've lost people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm not saying we wait, I'm saying that we do it tomorrow.
Yeah, and
this week.
that's the dilemma we're in right now, so we don't want to jeopardize the process or risk losing an officer to another department if we slow down, but I do see the other flip side of the coin where, we're not seeing the information ourselves too. You know, but we have to also trust our. We have to trust our institution, you know. So. I don't, I think, you know, what does the rest of council think of this?
If you want to take it to your committee meeting, that's great, but let's not hold up this outstanding candidate that's been recommended. Can we give them a call?
We'll just take a vote.
Should we just take a vote on it right now? Let's do it.
We have to take a vote.
It's already much.
Yeah, so we might as well just go regular roll call.
Roll call vote, please, Jason.
Councilperson Long,
Abstain.
Councilperson Jabelis,
Oh, yeah.
Councilperson Redzak,
Yep.
Dr. Carpenter,
Yes.
President Zukovich.
I see where this has been going and I understand it, but I just know that we've lost in the past. I'm voting yes.
Councilman Floyd,
Abstain.
Councilperson Provenzek,
I vote yes.
Just to be clear on the record, it, motion passes 5-0 with 2 abstentions.
Very good. Thank you. You'll take care of getting all the proper with I guess with Jason, all the paperwork and everything taken care of. Mayor, you're gonna make sure he gets sworn in and.
Yes.
So does he have all his, I never even thought to ask, does he have all of like 120 and everything?
Yeah.
He has everything?
Graduated in June.
Okay.
So just to go back on something, just to be clear. If they were to recommend more than one, let's say, right, if we had 2,
You do have
let's
2.
say, no, but they're recommending 1.
I think the chief recommended the 1.
They're recommending 1. But let's say if there was let's say if they brought us 2. And then we would have the option in it. Correct?
You could have picked either of those 2.
Plus you just kind of set precedent. Can't flip flop every time. You gotta.
Right.
You see.
It's called the 3. It's the rule of 3. You can pick any one in the top 3 unless there's a veteran. Then you have to pick the veteran.
Right.
You had 2.
Right.
You could have picked the other one over the one that the chief recommended or whatever.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, when you get that list, and there's just a number there, there's no name listed 1 through 3. Correct?
No.
No, there's a name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was also recommended.
So there's 1 remaining on the list. That person's on there. If the council chooses to hire another full timer, that person can be considered.
Okay, we good? Moving on. Announcements and newsletters, Mrs. Provenza.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're going to start with newsletter. We're currently working on our winter edition, which is going to cover December, January, and February. And I ask if you could please get your articles into us early, because before you know it, we're going to be up against holidays, and printers like to get things done and get them out. So the ads and the articles, as soon as you know you have the information, please get it to us. For the articles, Donald Wharf can be reached at 412-828-3607 or Verona Newsletter at gmail.com. And I handle all ads and that type of work, and I can be reached at 412-828-7726. Chamber of Commerce, the next meeting is going to be on Tuesday, September the 16th, here in the Borough Building, and it will be at 7 p.m. And the President of Chamber is here this evening. Tom, would you like to add anything to?
I'll make it quick because I know everyone wants to get out of here, including myself. We are doing something, a Halloween activity on Saturday, October 18th. 4:30 to 7 p.m. here at Railroad Park. And then the following weekend, we'll do the parade, with the costumes in the business district. We also are gonna do something different for light up night. We're planning an event, that's something small, you can't compete with the one, for light up night before, the parade. But we're gonna have a main event on Saturday, December 6th, 4 to 7 in Railroad Park. Our hope is to, we will have some vendors already booked. Have a trolley go around town, picking people up to bring them to Railroad Park, with some other activities. Also, we fundraise for new Christmas lights. We are gonna be able to decorate 50 poles on the boulevard. You'll see that's what it's gonna look like. It was just thrown there because just for visual. But that's gonna be on all the poles on the boulevard. That's phase one of our Christmas decorations. In the interim, I'm redoing the old Christmas decorations to put on East Railroad so they don't feel left out. That will be phase two next year to get East Railroad with Christmas lights. And she mentioned the chamber meeting. That's all I have.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Tom.
much. Those are beautiful. It's really going to add quite a sparkle to the town. Thank you again. Twin Borough Ministries, the next community dinner is going to be held on Wednesday, October 24th in the Verona Methodist Church.
September 20.
Wednesday, September 24th, did I say?
You said October.
Oh, okay, I'm still thinking about what Tom's saying. Okay, excuse me. September the 24th at Verona Methodist Church, and it will be from 4:30 to 6:30. And Oakland Methodist Church will be doing the dinner, they're sponsoring. Historical Society, the meeting is going to be held on Thursday, September the 18th, here in the Borough Building. And the guest speaker is going to be Dick Williams from the Oakmont Historical Society. And he will be speaking on the greatest generation. This is open to the public, all are certainly welcome. And are there any questions or comments? And if not, I thank you. This concludes my reports.
Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome.
Right. Before the comments from the public, I forgot to add in my report that I would like to request an exec session after this.
Okay. We have to go back.
No.
Quick exec, right? This time we'll take comments from the public. Come to the podium, raise your hand, virtual hand.
Judy Williams, 534 Ridge Avenue, Verona. Yeah. Everybody was talking about like paving roads and all that kind of stuff. Is the road gonna get paved where the cannon is at
Yes,
this year?
yes, that's with the Sylvan
Oh, okay.
project, so
I don't know
that,
what the names of the streets are. I've only lived here for my life.
so it's
Front Street.
It's technically Front Street, but it gets called Selden a lot as well. But that's part of the project that's starting October 24th.
Right. And it's gonna go like up around the bend that heads towards Oakmont, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
the
whole thing.
right in front of the cannon and the straight part, and then it's gonna end like where the brick begins to go up on High Street
Because you
there.
know, right there on the right
I
hand.
think she's talking in front of the Doughboy.
Yeah, the like the
Yeah.
ramp portion there.
But as you're coming like from around there and you come up to the stop sign, there's like a, right now it's getting worse and something, it'll hold us until probably another couple of years, but. It's like a sinkhole happening, but there's like this, a water thing or something, but there's like a lot of, like. Everything's breaking away from.
It's probably a water valve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanna make sure that, you know, because when you make that bend, you have to kind of like go way out and around, you know, to the north. Otherwise, you're gonna go really low with time.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that as well.
Okay, thanks, that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Sherry, the Boulevard, 759 Railroad. So first of all, I just want to say, Tom has really done a great job raising money, that's why we were able to do this. And Rhoda is the one who came up with the idea, thinking like, we don't have something for the town, so that's why the chamber is doing this. Our own little Christmas, and it's gonna benefit the community with a trolley. So as a treasurer, since we're spending money on on making the town beautiful, the chamber is doing a lot. So I'm here on behalf of the chamber to ask if the council can help us on December 6th. With some financial support to get a trolley. This trolley will not go through the business district. This will strictly go through residential areas to pick up kids and families to come down to Railroad Park. And this way they don't have to drive. They can enjoy the trolley, having a great time. As far as the trolley for the light up night, the business will chip in and get our own trolley, so it's not gonna cost the chamber anything. So at this time, we're just here to ask to see if the council can consider give us a financial support for this wonderful first time little hometown Christmas for Verona. And thanks to Rhoda's idea, so that's all I'm here to ask.
Do you have a number?
So to get the trolley did go up $100 this year, so we're looking at about $1,200. And we have some money in the bank, but we also like to get some support.
How
A
many
lot of you guys have already donated.
$1,200 for how many hours?
That would be for 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that would give us a plenty of time. It's like, we were thinking about starting at 4 o'clock,
Oh, I thought 3.
3 o'clock, yeah.
No.
What time?
4, I thought it
4?
was 4,
Oh, I'm
yeah.
thinking, you know what, I'm thinking of
4 to 8.
November, I'm sorry.
We'll say 4 to 8.
Yeah,
Wrap up at 7:30 and then we'll start taking people home.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll be
So-
dark, it'll be safe for the
Yeah.
kids and the family, and then the parents don't have to worry to drive. They'll give us plenty of room. I think it's a really great idea. And you know, the chamber, I mean, thank you, Dr. Carpenter has donated towards the decoration, and Rhoda has donated, a lot of people here have donated. We just don't wanna keep going back to the same people asking for money. So if the council can help, that would be great. Yes, please.
Could I suggest, are you available the second Monday of October?
Sure, I'll be
Could
here.
you possibly come to the Parks and Rec meeting and
Sure.
put it on the agenda?
Absolutely.
We have a yearly community event budget.
Okay.
I think we still have some left in it. I don't know if we have $1,200 left, but we might be able to take a big chunk.
No, that'd be awesome. Thank you so
I would
much.
have to propose it to the board.
Okay, that would be awesome. Then anybody who wants to be Santa, we want we have Mr. and Mrs. Santa, so yeah, it's gonna be fantastic, and he's involved, we know it's gonna be great, but yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, I just want to say quickly to everyone that there's a sidewalk social happening tomorrow evening, 6 to 8. This month's sidewalk social is happening down on James Street in Sylvan. That's right near the apartment and the daycare section here on the lower part. And then next month is going to be the last one for this season. And we're hoping to have a much larger audience down at Railroad Park. Okay, so the second Wednesday in October is going to be held down at Railroad Park, 6 to 8 p.m. in sidewalk special. I think that's all it was.
Very good, thank you. Anybody else? Kelly?
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, so sorry I'm not there. I had to deal with more stray cat issues in Verona, which are kittens and mom. So if you're throwing money around, if you guys want to donate to our rescue, feel free because they're local cats in this community. Just saying.
Can you
That's
guys name and address for the minutes, please?
Sure, 529 North Avenue.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Long, second by Mr. Caprenti. Any questions? Motion to go to exec. Motion to adjourn.
I am.
Second by